Are we on live? Okay. Well, let me say hi to everybody out there. This is the closing argument. Today is the 12th of January, Friday, and over here in uh, Maryland, USA is 4:32. I guess it's like 9:32 out there in Liberia. Today we're going to be having a firing show. We're going to be having the Honorable Akaris Gray going to be here today, and we're going to be having a show on the speakership of uh, Liberia, the next speaker, because as we know, we're having a new elected government will be in office on the 22nd. But before that, we're going to have a speaker. So we're going to be having the debate today, talk about it, and see the election is going to be on Monday, just coming Monday, between uh, Fanati Kofa and Kuhn, not the vice president elect Kuhn, but it's another Kuhn called Richard Kuhn. So that the coming election. So today's topic we'll be discussing on it. So as we wait for uh, the the guys coming. Henry, can you come on? Let me ask you some one or two questions. What happening in Liberia today? Okay, I can see Lofa Julius in the back, and let's talk about what happened. So Lofa, I hope you come on. So let's let's see. Mama, you fast though. You can hear me, Lofa? Lofa, can you hear me? I guess he's not. I guess he's not here hearing me. Lofa, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
You can hear me? You're too low.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you, but too low.
It's too low.
Yeah, let's put it.
Is it any better?
Yeah, you better. You better now. So how are you, my brother?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. How you doing?
Not bad. How is the weather over to you guys?
Actually, we expecting or they say a little bit of thunderstorm. Hopefully, it doesn't come through like it is being forecast. But so in that regard, I started playing some gospel music, and I started praying for you and all your sin. So if the thunderstorm comes, we'll be.
I mean, I good. Kelabo Gonglo, how are you?
Yeah, how you doing?
How are you, sir?
I'm
How is
listening.
everything?
I'm listening to your Yeke.
Oh, you listen
Oh,
to Yeke Koluba?
oh,
I've played 2 times now.
Well, you know,
I think
you're
Yeke.
behind me once
Yeah.
because I played 3 times. I played last night too.
Go
but
ahead.
you
You
know
have
what? You know
progress.
what? Let's get into that. Lofa, come on. Your opening statement will go to Mr. Gonglo. So, and let's talk about this Yeke thing a little bit.
I want let me Kev Hassan, let me do this. I will let Mr. Gongo to go, but because of something I listened to this track from a Liberian artist. I don't know a lot of you. Let me use this as an opening, my mind opening here. I don't know if you guys are familiar with him, but Victor Jones, great gospel track that he just released. I listened to it yesterday for the first time, and I was moved. I wanted to use it. Just it's only 3 minutes long. I want to share it with us today, and so Liberian can start to support their own. Um,
The gospel, but we're having a great show on Sunday. Maybe we'll get Sunday. Let me announce this. Sunday we're having a show. On this. speakership is the eve. So as a Gongo also welcome on Sunday. We have
Oh
to,
yeah.
yeah, we have to talk about.
I will be there because I'm not working on Monday, so definitely I will be there.
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
having the show, but
Kev,
look
Kev,
at it.
let me just play a couple of minutes of this song here, really quick.
Maybe 1 minute because
Yes,
because
just
because
let's do just
because
a minute.
we're having a Karas Gray, we're having our guests coming
Well,
in.
yeah, when they get
You know,
is he already here? Is he already here?
no, but you see, I'm in communication with him because we gonna be having, but maybe 1 minute, 1 minute.
Okay,
We
let's do
want to
like a
put
minute
us
of it.
between May
Let's
first
do a
between
minute.
us.
Let's do a minute of it because a lot of time we listen to a lot of gospel music, but most of them are Nigerian. But this one here, this guy put a lot of work into this. I just thought it was share with Nigerians out here.
Yeah, man. Let's do it for our Lord Jesus Christ. Yo! Hey! Piana chapwe, piata de baye. Piana chapwe, di be, piata de baye. Piana chapwe, piata de baye. Piana chapwe, piata de baye. On pastor cap, money te pogro. On ticon cap, money church your beat. Choir say me, lady say a boy. Ababe yoma, they say Henry baby, mon church your hallelujah.
It's
Okay.
yeah, it's a good, it's a really.
Okay, thank
like
you.
it. Anyway,
Thank
let's
you,
do this.
Lofa. By the end of the show, you can also take a minute and play, so people can honor listen to it. It's always good to promote our own.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Mr. Gongo, come in on this Yeke thing as your opening. Let's come in on the Yeke thing. But before coming, Lofa, can we just play a little bit of it? So
Yeah, let's play a
Sure.
little bit.
yeah,
Sure. I think we
yeah,
should start the show with that. As a matter of
yeah,
fact, let me.
yeah.
Well, you guys can be talking while I try to find it. Let me get it here.
Yeah, go ahead, Mr. Gongo.
I think Yeke is starting a debate that is very interesting. In Liberia we say if the goat, let me put it this way, those who come from the village, I'm not going to give the example with the goat. If a deer comes from the bush to the town and say to Wait, let's play this. Let's play this. I don't want to give my example. I don't want to do something. Let's play this first.
Ladies and gentlemen of the press, we want to welcome you to the unit press conference. Today on a Yeke Kolba will be addressing the nation through the media on some national issues. With no waste of time, then we usher in the honorable man, Honorable Yeke Kolba, the press.
Thank you. Let me say good evening to the people of Liberia, our supporters. Like I said on the 8th, I'm going to talk to the Liberian people today on some issues. Let me firstly say I wrote a letter to the president-elect office on the 14th of this month. On my office staff took the communication with the president-elect house when he identified himself as somebody that came from my office. They said to him, the president-elect said, any communication from my office or from me shouldn't go at either a house or anywhere closer to him. So I'll be sharing the letter with you, the communication with you people. It will also be on the Yeke TV. I will have communication I see the president-elect to please declare to the poor of this country as a public official, elected official. to tell the Liberian people who gave him the $10 million and communication and I respect that. And let me say in this public manner, going forward, President-elect Joseph Boakai and myself will never sit under the same roof. I stand on my statement, and I'm not going to reverse my statement. I'm an elected official by the Liberian people. If I feel different about something, no matter what the issue may be, I think I should get some respect, and my office should be respected. So going forward, President-elect and myself will not sit under the same roof for the next 6 years. Maybe we will sit under the same roof when he comes to address the nation to remind him about commitment we made to the Liberian people that is to be fulfilled. And some of the commitments are mounting, harassing our people in Kinjor, Metal Steel, harassing our people, just sacking our people anytime they feel like. Our people being terrorized by a lot of people, a lot of companies harassing our people, sacking them the way they feel like. We'll be reminding him on those days if it is necessary. Besides that, for President-elect Joseph Boakai and myself to sit on the same roof is impossible. I had a press conference on the 8th and said to the Liberian people, the President-elect Joseph Boakai did not tell the Liberian people who gave him the $10 million. I was going to tell the Liberian people who gave him the $10 million. From my source and information that is reliable, the $10 million was given by Stanton Waterspoon because my source told me that he wanted dealership. He wanted to have monopoly over, he wanted to be the only person to be the only importer of rice in this country. So he gave $10 million Liberian to the president-elect. I don't know for what. We'll be getting to the LACC or the GAC later on so they can do some inquiry to find out why this money was given to him. There's a company in the port they call some tracking company. What's the name again? GTMS in the port took President-elect Joseph Boakai's son to Freetown. One of the owner of the company is Aminata. Took Joseph Boakai Jion to Freetown. You know, this company is in the port, and this business was only established for government officials not paying money to LRA or paying money to fund administration. And we are watching the process to see if this company will still be existent when President-elect Joseph Boakai comes to power. We are going to watch the process. I think that company is not in the interest of the Liberian people. It's only here for a certain group of people to arrange themselves to get money and while our people suffer. We brought change, not for our people to suffer. We brought change for our people to have a better living condition so they can be able to do something for themselves. The President-elect Joseph Boakai's son was also taken to London by Metal Steel. You know, Metal Steel is in Yekepa. They are not behaving well to our people. Our people are being used as slaves. And now we see them coming, spending money, taking some of our people from here under the pretend that they will be protected. And I went to Yekepa to campaign on behalf of the opposition. I went to King George to campaign on behalf of the opposition. We make commitment that we will have a better living environment, not to live in containers. I went there. The recording is all around. It's on YouTube. Not to live in containers, not to be abused as the people take their resources from this country. We have come to inform the people that this is happening. I say in my first press statement that Tatan Boakai is in Lebanon. He was taken to Lebanon by the people that got this company that changed their name to Fresh Frozen Food. People that were importing the drugs in the country, the company that used to bring the drugs in the company that have changed their name. The CEO took Tatan from Tatan went to Ghana and they pick up from there, they went to Lebanon. Because, you know, these people are under the radar of the American people. To have people associating themselves with these people, I think is wrong. So we want to inform the president-elect, and let me say to him, Mr. President-elect, who becomes speaker is our priority. That is the president to tell us who we will make speaker. We will decide who become our speaker. I listened to Honorable Kuhn, one of the candidates to become speaker. When they came from the meeting, he said, the president-elect said, when you help him today, he will help you tomorrow. The president do not have any money in the country. He has been elected. It is liberal money. I don't need help from him. What I need is for him to do what he's supposed to do for the people. If it is for me to vote for his candidate, for him to help me as an individual, I hereby say today, I cannot vote for a Unity Party candidate to become Speaker of the House. We were in the 54th. We frowned on it. The Rachel Kuhn, the Clara Massacre, all of us said it was wrong for President Weah to become president of this country. They will have a CDC speaker. If it was wrong yesterday, it is wrong today. So Honorable Yeke Yakpawulu Koliba cannot vote for a Unity Party candidate to become Speaker of the House. That's my right. I decide who to vote for. If you want to see it the way you want to see it, that's your right. You see me here, I'm to my house. People going to go sleep to hotel until morning. I'm not into any hotel. I will decide who to vote for, and my vote is for me to decide who to vote for that I feel comfortable to work with. So let me say the interference of the president-elect into our speaker's election is wrong. We say when Ambassador Weah called people at that time, the same Unity Party for the Prince Moi, the Clara Massacre, the Jeremiah Kuhn, all of them, and told them, say, look, I want Speaker Buffer Chimo to become Speaker. I voted against him because I cannot allow the president come from a party, then the speaker come from the party. We want to balance the leadership into the country. So, Mr. President-elect, you don't have my support. I cannot give you my support because it was wrong yesterday. All talk against it, so it must be wrong today. So we'll be looking forward. President-elect has refused my letter. He said you don't want to have any communication from me, Mr. President-elect. You are right. That's your office. I'm not going to come to your office. And I will not come to your office. And I will not come to your call in any given time. You and myself cannot sit under the same roof. For the next 6 years, we will keep the Liberian people informed. We were elected. Yeah, I see some people feeling bad. My criticism is not for an individual. It's for anybody that come to power. I work for the Liberian people. I was elected by the Liberian people, and I must stay focused to do the Liberian people business. Who want to cause, you can cause. The radical politics have not started yet. When my poison is being attacked, then we will go radical. If I will have to express myself and be respected as an elected official, we will not go radical. I hear people saying, oh, Jeremiah Kuhn said this. I cannot respond to Jeremiah Kuhn until I have a recalling. So if he said anything to any newspaper person, don't ask me question. I gossip. I don't gossip. When I want to call your name, I call your name. We are not going to produce a speaker. Now Prince Moi will control. Now Kafia will control. Now Clara Massacre will control. Now Jeremiah Kuhn will control because they know how the budget works. So they want to control the budget. You can't get my support in that. You can't get my. You sat down over the budget here. You all know how the budget works. You infuse money into the budget. Send it to ministry and agency. You went for it and embarrass the Liberian people today. I will not be part of that embarrassment. And let me say to the Liberian people, the 55th is going to be more corrupt than the 54th. So if people think our coming here, we are going to remain silent, no. We will become radical when my person is attacked. You want to cause, you can stay out there and cause until my person can be attacked. I'm not going to go radical. I'm going to discuss the issue. If I have an issue, and thank God the president-elect said any communication from my office should not appear closer to him. So I'm going to keep engaging the press when I have an issue, when I feel different about something. Let me say thank you, and my support for the speakership is in the opposition. It's not in the ruling party. Let me say thank you, and thank you so much, and God bless everybody. Thank you very much.
Well, I think we heard it all.
Yeah.
So
yeah, let's start. Mr. Gonglo. Welcome, Mr.
You're muted.
Nyenwolo, Judge.
Yeah, so that's why it was important for us to listen to Yeke, because I think Yeke is starting a debate that is very important. Most of the issues Yeke raising, there are issues around the code of conduct. I just been scanning through the code of conduct in the past few days when I listened to Yeke actually. Like for example, one of the issues Yeke raised is on the issue of getting tokens. I don't want to say bribe for now, some sort of gift. Because whatever is come to work out now, someone is supposed to say that's gift. But the code of conduct, there is a section there, 9.2, it's on tokens, token gifts. It's very clear, that if you receive any gift any public official receive, or employees of government that make this considered maybe what public official or a director level up, that token should be declared within a reasonable time limit, but it should not exceed 7 days. I think that's what Yeke was making reference to, that Ambassador Barker said he was broke, he was living on loan, so he should declare the 10 million Liberian dollars that he went to Toronto and gave, okay, to the victim's family or the victims. So I think he's raising a very important thing, like even his children traveling outside the country, being sponsored by business people. Those are issues that may not be covered in the code of conduct because the code are not public officials, but it is important because that trend will be something that is an emerging issue, because we already know that in the past two governments, the Unity Party and the Citizen government, we have issues like this, where government officials, families have had some issues. Okay, so it's important that Yeke is raising this issue. I think we should debate it a little more to invite other opinions on that, because if it is true, and I believe Yeke, that Joseph Newman Boaka's son has been taken to London by Astor Mita, that his other son has been taken by another business person to Lebanon. Those are critical information. And we have to watch those businesses. What will be their contracting services to the government, under Boaka?
Lofa, and I send you the code of conduct, and I want you to put it up, and you read it and talk and explain in detail, so our people can see why you open it.
Okay. Let's see here for a second. 1 second here. Let me get that on. Let me get that on here. We have it on here.
Yeah.
All right.
Mr. You get it up now? Yeah, Mr. Gongo. You see. Okay. Go ahead, Lofa.
So the specific part of and I think Mr. Gonglo actually alluded to this portion of it. He spoke of this. So let me just read it, and then we can go into.
Can you enlarge it so people can
you guys? All right. Here, I was zooming in a little bit. Here, I was zooming in.
Just zoom a little bit.
Yeah, I'm trying to here. All right, you go. You know what? Let me get back out
No,
of here.
you have to download it. That's the only way you
Right,
can be able to zoom it.
that's what I'm trying to do here is download it now. But um,
Okay, but
that
before you come
Mhm.
in,
Uh-huh.
we have our guests in the back.
Oh, he's here already.
Ben Sanvee is going to take the lead on the moderating today, so I'm going to pass it over to you, sir.
Okay.
Well, but why you want to give me small chance? I mean, say that small.
I mean, take the lead,
What
man.
else you need?
We have our guests back. We have our guests.
I mean, great, I guess, man. Great, I guess. So this show, great, I part of this show.
Well, I think I should leave. I should put myself in the bike because Honorable Akaras Gray has refused to respond to my text for 2 years.
Oh,
Yeah, maybe
we gotta judge it.
Oh, no, we thought I was-
Let Judge the flower right on the TV, right?
But yeah, let this cause it figure out because myself got to talk about Gray and I fight, but we'll talk about that. But anyway, is it large enough? Is it large enough?
Bring it up more if you can bring it up more.
Okay.
So that
Oh,
people
well,
can
great. What
read
you did to this man?
it. Okay, cool.
Is that large enough?
Yes.
Okay. So here we go. 1,
But
3,
let's recognize the honorable on the show.
I think that's fair. That's fair.
Honorable Akaras Gray is our guest on the show today. I think he's suited well to explain the code of conduct. So I think I want to leave that with him.
Mm-hmm.
I want to leave that with him. That his era, and he's the man to talk about it. But Mr. Sanvee, your show, sir.
Well, yeah, it's good to be here, guys, and thank you, Carabo. It's good to see you again. You like we said, you were part of the family. Lofa, thank you. I think the rest of the guys will be joining us very soon. Honorable Gray, it's good to see you. There's a lot happening in Liberia. There's a lot that's happening that we're going to unpack tonight. Some of it is very disturbing. There's some early signs that just don't look too good. And one of the disappointments that I have is the fact that what is supposed to be a very high moment for the country democratically, right, is being soiled by all these little gimmicks that's been played. I think when you find a sitting African president or a sitting president, by the way, I emphasize African because you look around the continent. Today, I just saw, or yesterday, I saw Felix Tshisekedi from the Democratic Republic of Congo getting reelected. The opposition is crying that he stole the election. And all these different people. Sierra Leone, we know what's recently happened in Sierra Leone with the attempted coup. The former president is on trial. There's a lot happening. And when you see what happened in Liberia, where a sitting president lost an election by less than 17,000 votes, I mean, listen, say what you want to say about George Weah and forget the fact that I supported him. I'm not ashamed of that. If I were to do it all over again, I will. So I keep saying this. If you put George Weah and Chusa Boycott down together and you ask me to pick again, I will pick George Weah any day over him, right? But say what you want to say about George Weah. When George Weah attends a rally, more than 17,000 people shows up at his rallies. And for him to lose a national election by less than 17,000 votes, pick up the phone and call his major opponent, now waiting for the election commission to announce the result. I think it was such a high moment. But what we see happening today is disturbing. The signs are just not looking too good. Having said that, Honorable Gray, it's good to see you. Tomalin George, good to see you, my brother. We're going to unpack a lot of things today. The code of conduct, this issue of a potential bribery, the speakership election, all these things we see happening. There's a quotation out there in Front Page Africa from the Secretary General of the Unity Party stating very clearly that we're in an election. And if we cannot defeat Fonati Kofa, we are going to stop him. These things have his way of coming back to haunt us. We know how these things can start, right? So that's why I'm excited about tonight. We're going to unpack it. This is going to be a very fiery show. Our great, good to see you. We want to thank you for joining us. The code of conduct is your baby. I remember it was you and the current vice president, you on the House side, the current vice president on the Senate side, who championed this code of conduct thing, and you guys worked on it extremely, extremely diligently. And for us to have a code of conduct today, so like Kev said, there's nobody more suited to discuss the code of conduct than you. And that's one of the reasons why we brought you here, to discuss that and other issues. So we'll give you a chance to do your opening, and then we'll go right into the meat of things.
Thank you. Guest up, please.
The what?
Can the guest go up?
Wait a minute. Yeah. Lofa, you can put him up?
Sure. Let him go ahead.
Okay, thank you very much. And let me say good evening to you. I know what is in the evening there, but good evening to you. And I'm excited to be here as usual. It's just that, at this juncture, we're going to election on Monday. That a lot of things happening. So we just decided to be here. I want to tell the Almighty God, thank you. I want to say Happy New Year to all of you. Okay. And this is my second live program, especially with institution based abroad. I'm happy to be on your program.
Thank you, Honorable Gray. Thank you. And guys, it's good to see everybody. I don't know if we got anything to say before we go straight into the meat of things, right? Tomalin, we're gonna, me, you, Kev, all of us, but let's try to make this thing interactive, Lofa, everybody. Let's have a great show. Let's talk about the issue. I think the beginning we're gonna talk about this issue with the code of conduct, the issue of a public official or elected official, or whatever the definition is. We've seen attempts by folks from the Unity Party to kind of, or at least the rescue mission, to kind of determine or define what a public official is. The fact that the president-elect, it's saying at one point the guy from Grand Crusade was 25,000. Now it gone down to 5,000. I don't care if it's even $10. I don't care if it's even $10. The president-elect should not be doing this. It's not what he should be doing. He should not be giving money out to people. It just smells bad. It has all the writings on the wall just don't look good when it comes to stuff like this. So, Honorable Gray, what is your thought? What are your thoughts on this issue of what the president-elect? What is trending in the news today regarding what is being seen as a potential bribery by the president-elect to influence the elections of who will become speaker?
There's no way you can put it better than calling it a bribe. And the reason why I say so is that 5 days ago, I appeared on one of the local radio stations. The legislature is a kind of a unique area where we all have friends who interact with each other, sometimes word of political institution. So the information was gathered that they have committed $25,000. I said it on the radio station on Freedom FM about 4 to 5 days ago, even before the meeting, that they have given them 5,000 US already. And on the date of election, they will give them another 5,000 vote. And at the end of the election, they will get another 15,000. And that sum it up to 25,000. And I announced that publicly, that this is the plan of action. Coincidentally, the president-elect called a meeting and committed the 25,000, though they try to sugarcoat it. Okay. And, to show that it was something clandestine. In fact, even when the Grand Cru lawmaker admitted publicly, they brought the entire interview down in less than a minute time. They brought everything down and they asked him to go over the interview where they cut that part off. Okay. But what the lawmaker is fully cognizant of the fact, they're interacting, to be frank with you. And in fact, he divulged that initially. Let me admit to you. Okay, because he was part of he divulged that initially because Kun or Richard, not Jeremiah, Richard, the contestant, have been speaking to them and trying to make this commitment. In fact, that's why the meeting was called. We all know that a lot of things been happening behind the scene. Okay, that even the president-elect has quoted that he doesn't want Fanatikova to contest. He has sent a special message out there, and we have to say this. Okay, that he wanted the speaker position and he doesn't want Fonati to contest. He accorded that already before you in the meeting. But they know for the way that Fonati has the number. And the reason why Fonati has the number, a lot of reasons. He has demonstrated leadership. He built relationship with people. Fonati doesn't represent exclusively the CDC. He represents a group of people who have seen, including we that were there, and some of the new ones who have seen this guy who can bring the body together. Not just his experience, because he's the most experienced man. Vice President Boyga has admitted that he's the most experienced man, but he just won the speaker position. So he's a kind of a person who brings everyone together. But it's a bribe. And I will say this, I don't miss my words. I remember vividly Block 13 in the picture. After Block 13 was passed or before it, the guys wanted some of us to vote for it, and I said no. I never support Block 13. It was the late Muna Pena Nyenwolo, the current speaker, Dr. Chimos, and Smith, one Gabriel Buchanan Smith. The four of us did not support Block 13. I remember very well, I think I'm in the position to say the vice president was fully cognizant of everything that was involved with someone on the Block 13. In one interview, Amara said something. The then vice president Boyga. Amara admitted to not less than 40,000 given for their work and their services. I think I should be sending that or interview or that interview from the newspaper. He admitted. So how would the vice president preside over 67 bogus agreement? You all accuse us. You say lawmakers are corrupt, they take bribes. There's the presiding officer who determines the agenda of the Senate, who determines when a vote is taken. He signs all legislation between the executive and between the Senate, like the speaker will sign all documents. So there's no way you can accuse the legislature, for example, in the 53rd, okay, or in the 52nd, or to say they are corrupt and he's not corrupt. So even if the perception is that you say we are corrupt, then how do you take the presiding officer out of it? So they will give the money to you and then you will determine the agenda. But the fact of the matter here is that it's a dangerous thing. I can say this to you. It's not only extremely dangerous for the power march of the country, for you to call people and tell them, I'll give you $5,000, like someone said, for all the electoral district. Why you tell the lawmakers? Why you want to tell them? Okay? There are structures there in the various counties. You got your party structure. For example, you want to have something, you got coordinator in the 73 district. You got county chairperson in the 15 counties. Why would you want to call lawmakers to a meeting and tell them this is what I want to do for y'all? Okay? Listen to the woman. Look at the man body language. That be really was sincere. I know he's a kind of a sincere for him for 6 years. He doesn't have a feeling he's not in front of anyone to say what he wants to say. He's not the kind of that man been a soldier. He been in the military for a very long time. It's not like he's in his country. So he's not one of those ordinary boys that would say something, and I feel too bad for him.
Can I ask a quick question? When you said the old man, who you referencing? Is it the president?
Representative? Yeah.
The representative. Okay. The representative is a Zoe. He's a traditional leader. The representative been in the army more than 20 years. He served the National Army Republic of Liberia. He even hunted elephant. He's a warrior. He's not one of those. You got to know the person we're talking about. Okay? So for him to admit, one good thing that I know is that he's not good at interviews. Okay? And it's difficult for him to lie.
All right, great. Let's take a moment to play the video first so that our listeners can hear it. And then we'll come back, because I'm also interested in why did he come back today?
Yeah.
To pretty much walk back what he said. But let's go ahead, Lofa. Let's play that video.
Okay.
Escamba and I work for Red Power FNTV, Broadview City. Let me commend you for this major press conference. It's been alleged that lawmakers that went to Baka's place allegedly received 25,000 US dollar from the incoming president Ambassador Baka to support his candidate, Richard, who is a lawmaker District 11. Do you want to comment on that? Did he receive your own share of the 25,000?
Well, thank you very much. I was there when the woman make it clear that you'll be giving 25,000 to each individual so that they will see risky and support their district. Because district dwellers will be coming to Morovia, some will be going back, and so you're there to serve them. You don't need to go back to him to say, give me this so that he can tell my people back home.
So the 25,000 was
So
low
I have
to
not
support
received
Richard.
it yet. I will receive it, but I have not received it.
It was
Yeah,
not
I mean, I have
intended.
not received it.
It was not intended to support Richard Kun for the speakership.
No, I don't think.
Okay.
I don't think I don't think it's a bribe.
So will the 25,000 be?
It's not a bribe. You only spoke about it, say, so that you people can serve your district.
Okay. Thank you for the
Not
clarification.
merely to
Okay,
give it to individual.
the COS to close down the
serve the district.
The COS.
Okay, let's take it down. Lofa, I want and I want Mr. Gonglo to come in here before Representative Grave continue.
Okay.
Carabo, let me ask you. I mean, this is. Let's not forget, and I'm on record when I say this. This issue of brown envelopes, this issue of so-called corruption at the national legislature, was institutionalized under the Unity Party. Because this new dispensation we've had, right? 12 years, well, not 12 years, but what, 20-something years prior, right? When President Salif took over. Like I said, in 2005, we never heard 2006, 2007, we never heard about these kind of things happening in the national legislature. And Grace, he got into the national legislature in 2011 on some of these strong advocacies. I want you to talk about that the Unity Party now is about to take the helm of power. You know, they're about to take the helm of power. What message is this sending? Especially for a man who campaigned on quote-unquote rescuing the country. For a man who campaigned that he is supposed to be the integrity man, that he didn't know about all of the things that were happening under his administration when he was vice president. What message? Is this the real Joseph Boyka standing up?
No, but
I think Baka. I think the mistake we make is sometimes we do this thing like we have a short attention span, Ben. I said this the last time. When you guys are on spoon, Joseph Boyka appeared when the legislators took $30,000 from the budget and appropriate, put it in our pocket. Every political leader, every politician was criticizing that. Joseph Boyka appeared and said once it was in the budget, he did not have problem with that. He thought it was legal. And the reason I explained the last time Boyka did that was because under the Unity Party government, senators were taking $68,000, twice as much as they took under CDC. So he was kind of conflicted. You could not condemn it. And they will go back to the record and say, hey, when you're presiding over the Senate, this is how much you were getting. Now you're condemning this one, you're playing politics. That's why he just said, you know what? If it is in the budget, I don't have a problem with it. But I think Boyka is not, he has been very clear. This old man was presiding over the Senate. 68 concessions passed. 66 of it did not meet according to the Letty, because it was Letty audit report on natural resources, but it was done by external auditor. According to the Letty audit report of natural resources, it said 66 did not meet the minimum requirement under the laws of Liberia, but the legislature passed it. Okay, so I mean, whatever is happening now, for me, I think this is something is consistent with what Boyka has all been about in public service. He's never stood for anything. He's never spoken. I mean, let's look at it. 42 years plus in public service. We have the issue of the 1979 demonstration, riot. Before that, we have other issues in 1985 We have the aborted, the coup in 1990. We have so many different things that have happened. Not a shred of paper or opinion anywhere in our history by Joseph Boakai. He says, give me power and I will show you who I mean, I don't know why people believe that, but yes, we are where we are now. We gave him power. He hasn't taken power. He has taken power partially.
That's
what?
Yeah.
He's been guided by state security. He's been fed by state money now because the government, when he's flying, our revenue dollars getting into fly. He's doing everything now. He's a property of the state now.
Yeah.
Right? That's why we should know everything he does. So, but what is happening now? What is emerging? For me, I'm not surprised. If there is any group that is very intolerant, it's the Unity Party.
Yeah.
And I give it to them. They have loyal supporters who don't even have to be on the salary, but they just love the Unity Party.
Just love, yeah.
They don't do anything, okay? Yeah. And we're gonna see that they are beginning to attack Yeke Koluba.
Yeah.
They are beginning to say anybody who says anything that Unity Party people don't agree with, they go after you.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Gonglo.
People indicting me.
Yeah, thank you. Representative Gray, I want you to comment. The same question that I asked, and then the rest of the guys jump in.
Let me say this. The first, he struck a very important point. But the thing is that to know people is to know their characteristics sketch. And I wanted to make a little correction first. The concession agreement, nothing less than 70% of the concession agreement was passed under the 53rd between 2006 to 2011. Let me repeat. Nothing less than 70% of those concession agreements were passed between 2006 to 2011 before 2012 we took office. The public records, you can check the records and the years attached to them. The reason why you have to look at the characteristic sketch is that under that administration, one thing that people have not realized, that almost everyone that publicly and vehemently differ with the administration, two things happened to them. Either they were bought out, that means they were enticed financially, or they were given job to be incorporated into the system. You can speak about Louis Brown, you see the incorporation into the system. You can talk about Mayton Tete, who was very robust and calorific, incorporated into the system. So what they did was to entice people with jobs. And once you are not enticed with a job, they will give you some money to buy you up. If you are not bought up, you become enemy in the fight. So the history of giving money or buying people up or disintegrating political institutions financially, it was between 2006 to 2017. Check the records. Look at all of the major opposition actors. Look at some of those in the young people community who were very robust. They tried that with me 1 or 2 times. So Boakai is not a stranger to financial enticement and inducement. There's a public history you have to follow. Wow. Now, there's a public history. You got to look at the history. 12 years there, he said nothing about that. He was calling people in the office, talk to them. Remember, a group of protesters, Achi Sano, all the rest of the guys, they had to take them to Boakai office, all of those things. So financial purchasing of people for 12 years under him is not a strange thing. Now, this is why people not realizing and people not looking at because they don't know. The true battle against Fanati Kofa is not because Fanati is not competent. The battle is a battle that a lot of people have to know tonight. The battle is to control the power of the purse. Let me repeat. The battle is to control the power of the purse. That is the budget. Jeremiah Kuhn was the co-chairman on the committee with Mr. Finance, the vice president-elect Jeremiah Kuhn. And the most influential character on the budget committee in the House of Representatives is that he was there. Former Deputy Speaker Prince Moi was chairman on Westminster Finance and one of the most influential characters on the budget committee before becoming Deputy Speaker. Kafia is the chairman on the Public Accounts Committee in the House of Representatives. The guys have amalgamated forces and they form a clique. They clique to control the budget because the budget originates in the House of Representatives. In their mind, they already have the Senate. But the true debate and fight for the budget begins in the House of Representatives. So Rachel Kuhn is part of the architect of the budget, though not a member of the budget committee, but because the expertise on the budget, he has always formed part of the budget. Dopo, who supports Rachel Kuhn, usually have to read the budget law. So the amalgamation of those forces, they've come to supporting Rachel Kuhn so that they can control the budget. And those boys are rotten rich. That's why the day Jeremiah Kuhn was leaving, when he won the senatorial position, even the Unity Party lawmaker, the Rachel Kuhn, was celebrating that Jeremiah Kuhn was going. Like they won the senatorial position because they had issue with the manner in form in which he presented himself. So the Liberian people have to understand that the fight Braga is fighting with a fanatical fact. It brings a balance to the discussion of the budget legislation, investment packages, etc. There will be an independent house dealing with the situation. But to have Rachel Kuhn as the speaker is to make Jeremiah Kuhn richer as the presiding officer in the Liberian Senate. Is to have not a Senate who is not a representative, got defeated like me, who ran for the senatorial position, is to put him back in the face of having conversation on the budget and know how to play with the budget. Okay.
Representative Gray, let's take 1 second. I want the rest of the guys to come in. We've been on for a few minutes now, so I want the rest of the guys to come in. We're gonna. This is, you are here. Everybody, Larry, welcome, guys. Let's go ahead and have a frank conversation about it. There are a couple of things we're talking about. This potential bribery scandal that is out there, because this is the only name we can attach to it. The president, because the fact that they even made an attempt for this representative to come back today to walk back his statement in itself smells like something went wrong, right? You can tell that the pressure has come. I have also been told that the United States Embassy has also expressed concerns privately about this issue, because that's the reason they've been sanctioning people for pay for play, for all of these different things. So I think the incoming Boyka administration has a lot of questions to answer. Then we're going to talk about the speaker election. There's this talk about the Unity Party running to the Supreme Court to question Fonati Kofa's citizenship, and Amos Twe saying that they are in an election. If they cannot defeat Fonati, their goal is to stop him. The potential for a constitutional crisis, because if they go to the Supreme Court and there is an injunction on the speaker election, you need a speaker to preside to inaugurate the president. So I don't understand what the Unity Party is up to doing. So, but let's go around the horn. We will start with Tomalin George.
Going to correct you, before Tomalin comes, to just correct you. Unity Party is not attempting. They coerce the elected representative to walk by the statement. That's what happened. They are not attempting.
Yeah. So Tomalin George, come in, Keff Hassan, then we'll go this route. Lofa, Peabody, Gonglo, and then Larry Kennedy. Tomalin George.
Hey, guys, good to be back on the show tonight. 6 days to the inauguration of Joseph Boyka, I just got a text that somebody who's very powerful saying Joe Boyka will not be inaugurated. In an attempt to stop the speaker election on Monday, he will not be inaugurated. And on the Constitution, you know that they need a quorum, the joint session. They got to meet. They have the presided by the speaker and the pro tem. They need to meet and then they have inauguration. But from all indications, what they are trying to do to issue by 9 o'clock on Monday morning, the issue is to put a stop to this, to Fonati contesting the election, with the hope that they will have the numbers to give their speaker. I think it will be a problem for them, and I just find it hard to understand. You want a very close election. George Weah could have contested. Other people would have raised an issue. They make the election go to court, but instead they conceded early before the final results were announced. And for you to just take your time and go get inaugurated on Monday, you are trying to stop a speaker election because you fear that giving the speakership to the opposition, you'll be compelled to work with them. And moreover, you want to control the three branches of the government, the executive, the judiciary, and the legislative branch. And because of that, I'm afraid that Joseph Boakai and the UP Alliance, they are putting a problem for themselves. The Monday inauguration will not take place on the 22nd if this speaker's election is halted. So I'm happy we are discussing it tonight. And just to end, the last people you want to be in opposition is CDC people. You know that. When these guys get ready, when they put up stuff, they can obstruct your process, and then you have a problem. And then you want investors to come in the country. You want to start election with noise. Who will put money in Liberia if there are too much noise in the country? How will you carry on your agenda that you claim that you want to do? So it's important that we discuss it tonight. We should be very, very honest and frank. And should not mince our words to talk about this. It's wrong. And the representative that appeared this afternoon, I mean, you could tell that the guy was under pressure to walk by his statement. It is whatever he said the first time is true. That he said when I asked him the question about the 25, he said, "Well, I can't remember saying it." You know, it's not true.
Wow.
Yes, you guys heard the second. Wow. Yeah. So, guys, let's discuss it today and let us be come strong.
So let's ask Representative Gray, and everybody. I mean, what is the CDC going to be? What is the CDC? I mean, you're an executive member of the CDC, outgoing representative. I'm sure you're going to be very active in the party. What is it? This is what is the CDC willing to do? What are you guys going to do? I mean, I thought I would have heard from the CDC by now on this issue.
No, but you see, you know why I'm smart? Because the CDC is not taking that lightly.
Okay.
I can say this to you for sure. The CDC is going to issue a strong order statement, very powerful. The CDC believes that everyone should have equal opportunity. Go to the election, whoever wins the election. The judiciary system should not be manipulated in any manner or form. There's a game plan. I can tell you for sure. Fanatikofa will go to the election. I know those who support Fanatikofa are very resolved. There's a strong majority bloc. As I speak to you currently, they are together intact. As I speak to you, they will never sit on that floor and Fanatikofa doesn't participate. That's a dream for Boakai or the Unity Party to ever think. They don't have the numbers. Okay, if that number doesn't appear, there will be no quorum on the day on Monday. That day. Okay, if that number Fanati has doesn't appear, the legislature, the first setting of the legislature, there will be no quorum because the guys on the other side don't have the number to create a quorum. The second thing, nobody will sit in the legislature and so they go to the election and the candidate is not there. I don't see. Even in extension, they will vote for Natikofa. They were nominating and voting. I can tell you that. So, but you flag a very important thing. Boakai doesn't need this. Trust me.
That's why I'm wondering why. What is this?
Yeah, it's not a group. You remember when they started fighting Musa Dean or Wodokoli? I told them it's a dangerous game. Don't play a game that will catch up with you. Because if the block, the presiding officer on the day of inauguration is the speaker, when the speaker, because it's a joint assembly under the Constitution.
Yeah.
It's a joint assembly. If the speaker is not there, the deputy speaker will preside. If the deputy is not there, the chairman on the executive will preside. Then before the chairman on foreign affairs, nobody in the Senate can preside. That joint assembly, that's the first joint assembly where the presiding officer of the House, the Constitution is clear. Therefore, if you don't have a speaker, you will not get a deputy.
That's what I was going to say. You need a speaker to be able to get the
yes. So in case you got a speaker, after fighting the speaker vehemently, you got a speaker and the speaker calls his block and say, we're not appearing to the inauguration day. And the block that in the Senate say we're not appearing, there will be no quorum.
So then we don't have a president. A president.
Then you don't have a president. The speaker becomes president for 90 days automatically.
Wow.
For election. Yeah, that's the constitution.
Wow.
By 12 o'clock, the president must be sworn into office. By 12 o'clock on Monday.
So wait, Honorable Gray. Guys, yeah. We can jump in here. So are you saying, so by 12 o'clock, so it's not George Weah term is over. He's done, right? 12 o'clock.
Automatically.
12
o'clock.